Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. So before I start, I'm going to talk a little bit Chinese. 好，欢迎大家来参加下面的这个演讲。然后也是很感谢Linux Foundation 的这个组织，我们才有机会在上海用线下的方式跟大家交流。然后也是遵循传统吧，所以跟组织者交流以后，我们还是以这个英文的方式去开展这个演讲。但是我有表达不清楚的地方，也欢迎大家线下我们用中文再详细的沟通哈。Okay, I start. My name is Yanjun. I'm from China Mobile Research Institute. Today I'm going to talk about the topic is deep dive into telcos, open source practices on next generation infrastructure. So what I gonna talk about is so recently maybe some of you already heard about a name, Computing Force Network, but it's an English name. But some of you may already heard the Chinese name 算力网络 because it's very popular in China. It's proposed by some of the Chinese telcos, and also it becomes a strategy of Chinese government. So I want to talk about what we have done right now for Computing Force Network and what about the open source practices related with this technical strategy. So as I listed here, the Computing Force Network is proposed driven by the requirements of growth of digital economy. If you see the government strategy, we have see a lot of strategy to enhance or to improve the development of digital society, digital economy. So it is proposed under this background. It is not a single platform or a single software, but actually it's kind of vision that the Chinese telcos see how the next generation information infrastructure should look like. So the first proposing of this new concept started from 2021, and after that, China Mobile has released several white papers to illustrate the core concept and the architectures and the technology directions we're going to do for this vision. So you will see there's a CFN white paper and CFN technology white paper. So if you're interested, you can go to the public website to see the details. And after that, the China Mobile has promoted the CFN as a top strategy of our company. So also we released the phased progress by the end of last year. We have published the safety. It's a real test bed that we have data centers located in different provinces in China. It's a real test bed that we can verify or test some new technology based on those data centers. And just in this year, we set up a CFN industrial chain organization to accelerate the CFN ecosystems. So what's CFN? So finally, I tried to grab the words from a white paper. I try to translate it in English, but not be so concrete. So I will explain more in the next several slide decks. So Computing Force Network is a new generation of information infrastructure providing integrated service capabilities, so which are computing-centered and high-quality network-based, while key factors are considered including cloud, data intelligence, security, edge, device chain, and etc. So it's so abstract, right? And it contains a lot of information. So I'm gonna go to the next slide. So it's the architectures we see. This is the architecture we published in the first white paper. So it's a very high-level design of how computing network should contain. So as I said, it's not a single platform, it's not a single technology. It's kind of vision that related to different layers. So basically, I'm sorry. So just to give this several seconds. Okay. So basically, there are 3 layers. We will focus different things in different layers. So the fundamental layer is infrastructure. What we're going to do for this year, for next generation infrastructure? So first of all, we will keep enhance the development of the computing data center scales, and also we will optimizing the distributions to make them distributed everywhere in China and in the other cities as well. So this is, and also we will improve the scale from not only the core centers, but the edge layers and the terminal layers as well. So by the networking side, we are trying to test, verify, and deploy some new network technology. For example, recently we just finished the trial about a fiber connection, 400 gigabytes and 800 gigabytes fiber connection crossing thousands of kilometers in China. And also we have deployed SRv6 for our barrier network. So what we're going to do for the network side is keep enhancing our network connection to make the network connection high speed, high quality, and connect all those different layers, computing resources. So this is a fundamental layer of infrastructure. And the second layer is in the middle layer, and we think this layer is very important. It will take the jobs of orchestration and management. And also we give a very vivid name for this layer. We call the CFM brain. So there are several things the brain should do. First is it should collect all the computing resource information. The pain point for this function is as a telco, one of the most biggest telco in China, we have IDC, we have a lot of IDC centers distributed in different provinces in China, and each of the systems are quite different. So if you want to gather information, gathering real-time data from all those diverse control plane, so it's a huge work to do. So this is first a challenge for this computing resource controller. So we need to make sure we can have the information collected from different places, and also we need to expose the unified APIs for the upper layer. So this is one pain point. Another pain point is even harder. It's a network resource controller. So as you may notice that as a telco player, we are facing the operation of numerous network elements, and those network elements, network equipments are produced by different manufacturers. So even we have the standardization to define the common functions and common APIs we needed for the operation, but actually the different manufacturers, they speak in different languages. So if you need to explore the same API, if you need to control the network end-to-end, just like what you have done in the, right now you can do in the public cloud like Alibaba, AWS, you apply a network connection. So after 1 minute, less than 1 minute, you're okay. But for the end-to-end network, it's not the same case. There are a huge amount of work to do. So this is the second key work we need to handle for the second layer. So it is called a brain because we also trying to utilize the artificial intelligence technology to process all this data, to make the brain more intelligent and more automatically, that can help to increase efficiency of our operation work. So this is the middle layer. And the top layer, this is the layer we will provide for our customers. So the first thing is we need to give a unified operation entrance for our customers. So nowadays, if you want to apply a network connection, maybe you go to one website, and if you want to apply a network, the computing resources for China Mobile, maybe you go to China Mobile Public Cloud, 移动云, right? There are different entrances, but actually for the future vision, we will combine them together. You will have a one-stop. You can apply your network requirements, your computing requirements together. And also for this layer, we are trying to define some new business models and some new innovative services for our customers. For example, by the end of this year, maybe in July or in August, we published a white paper about computing resource transaction white paper. It's kind of a new business model in the CFN area. So in this kind of service, we will cooperate with a third-party computing resource provider. So we do the computing resource transaction on the real time, so in a trustful way. So we can group them together to provide a huge amount of resources and explore the unified APIs for our players. So this is totally a new business model that we're trying to discuss in the CFN. So this is the big picture and architecture of CFN. So you can see it's quite ambitious, and it's a long time work to do. So right now we are still at the very first stage of CFN development. So far by now, China Mobile has do the work mainly in 3 directions. So first is to keep develop our infrastructure. So as I listed here, we have we already have all the data centers that are distributed in all the provinces in China. And also we have more than 1,080 computing nodes has been deployed. And right now we are building the ultra-large scale intelligent computing data center. So this is related with infrastructure. And the second is trying to define some new form of services. So like I just mentioned, we released a white paper, so how to do the computing resource transaction with a third party and expose a big pool to the big computing pool to our customers, for both individual customers and enterprise customers as well. And also, we released the CFN Brain right now. It's a very draft version, so it will grow, of course. And the third point is about technical breakthrough. So we proposed 10 main technical directions for us to conquer in the future. So talk about this CFN evolution in technical area. I think we cannot speak without open source community. So I think China Mobile has a very long history to participate in the open source community. So if my memory is right, I think it's at the beginning of 2014, we are an initial member of SDN by then, and after that, as Rennie mentioned, ONAP. So we, together with AT&T, we initialized the ONAP community. So, so after years, we have adopted open source technology in our commercial products as well. So right now, we think open source community are also a very important driving force for CFN's technology evolution as well. So we have already started to participate in a lot of the open source communities for different technical directions related with computing technology and network technology as well. For example, right now we are doing some work about the artificial intelligence area. So the one thing we about to release as an open source project is cross-architecture compiler. So with this compiler, the AI models can easily deploy the AI models in different GPU servers, not only for NVIDIA GPU, but also for the, how to say in Chinese, in 寒武纪, for example, is many of the different CPU manufacturers. So you don't need to compile them in different environments. You just compile once, and this runtime and compiler will help you to easily deploy to different infrastructure. So this is a piece of work we are doing right now, and we will soon trying to release to the open source community. And also we follow closely about the distributed AI training technology because it's a fundamental, very important technology for big model training. And also we participate in the cloud and edge technology discussion in different open source community because it's like CNCF, Open Infra, or LFH, LFN has a very prosperous ecosystem for cloud-related technology. So we are following closely about solutions of multi-cloud and serverless and OpenMEC, SmartNIC as well. So those things about the software side. And about hardware, we also participate in the ODCC and OCP. The aim is to provide the more open and more easy to integrate hardwares. And also related with network, even though network side is not quite easy to do open source project because it's software and hardware related. But we publish a plan of Open SRv6 and GSE Rocky v2 to trying to give an open and protocol software stack. And the next of several slides is the example what we have done right now in ELF Edge. So last year we initiate ELF Edge Acrano CFN blueprint, and it is a blueprint trying to give an end-to-end reference architecture for how to scheduling our service application across different data centers and across different layers of computing resources. So with this project, we're trying to verify the hierarchical computing resource management and service ubiquitous scheduling among cloud to cloud and cloud to edge, which are cross-region, cross-CSP. So this project has been released at the beginning of this year for the first version, and we built our prototype in 3 places in 3 data centers in China, 1 in Beijing, 1 in Hebei, which is provided not by China Mobile but by UniCloud, and another one is in Zhejiang. And for the middle layer, we utilize a project from CNCF to provide the core functions of cloud cluster manager, strategy, service, traffic control, etc. And for the upper layer, it's the services that provided by Migu. So that's the whole picture of this project. And we're taking some key questions trying to answer for these projects. For example, how to achieve consistency in those multi-level computing resources operation and monitoring, and compared to the single cloud or single cluster, what are the gaps for the capabilities, and how to combine the real-time multi-dimensional information to do the scheduling mechanism, and what about the real performance if we deploy this prototype in the real test bed, safety test bed, but not in everything in the lab. So with these questions, this is what we have done for R7. And since I'm running out of time, so just quick go through these slides. So we have verified the end-to-end scenario, the test-based emotional detection services, and we have finished several verifications. We provide a variety of service scheduling strategies for this release. And this is what I'm doing right now. We are doing right now for release 8, and it is ongoing. So we're trying to improve the capabilities of this blueprint project on the GPU resources scheduling and management. This is the work still not finished. So if you're interested, so welcome to the website of our project. And also another project, I think Rainy already mentioned, is ActuVilla. I will not talk more about this project right now, but if you're interested, welcome to go to the day after tomorrow. I think there's a session afternoon. So we have our expert to illustrate more on this project. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation. It's pretty good. And I just have one question. Could you please go back to your one slide that you present your 3 layers, the infrastructure layer, the O&M layer, yeah. Yeah. I remember that you mentioned that in the future you would like to provide a unified APIs for the app layer in the service and operation layer, so that you can connect not only the China Mobile Cloud but also other 3-party vendors' cloud, right? So basically, my question is, what will be the end user for your API? Is that the cloud vendors or the end user of the cloud vendors?
I think there are different users related with this business model. So if my understanding is right, it's related with what we are doing for the computing resources transaction. Is my understanding is right? So, I mean, for China Mobile as a CFN operator, we can also collaborate with a lot of third-party cloud resources providers. So we are together to provide our resources to customer. So this is what we are doing right now. So we have defined several models to do this kind of computing resource transactions. So there's several technical models actually. So one way is very easy to integrate is we connect to the control plane of this service provider. For example, Huawei Cloud, we can control to the control plane and use the API to do the lifecycle management of the resource. This is kind of technical rules to do it. And another thing is we can go deeper, like we utilize the cloud native Kubernetes layer as it's a virtual layer that we can provide to the customer together. But with this technology, we need a deep collaboration with the third-party cloud. We need not only the control plane API integration, but also maybe we need to synchronize on the Kubernetes layer version and the capabilities and expose the same APIs to our customer. So this is what we are doing right now. And of course, we have we have 2 users here. One is third-party users. We need to expose APIs for secure transfer and real-time transactions based on the blockchain, for example. So this is the one user. Another user is end user. The end user is maybe the individual user, but and also the enterprise users. This kind of user is like what the normal user right now for the public clouds. So, but the things we can do is trying to give a innovative service, bundle all these resources together to allow them don't need to care about what their service are deployed in which cloud. So this is the thing we are doing right now.
Okay, totally understand. So basically you have a bunch of different APIs provided to 2B customers or 2C customers, depends on the use cases. So currently I'm also working in Kamara project. So basically we are also dive deep into the cloud and network field. And so maybe I think that the 2 communities maybe I think we need to pay more attention to the connections between the unified interfaces. Yeah,
thank you for suggestion. I think Kamara, we could get some good references from this project as well when we define the APIs.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your question.